Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. This is going to be the fastest side flick because I just got the Nintendo Switch 2 and I want to go ahead and play it. Wicked for Good trailer was good. Alien Earth trailer was also pretty cool. Why do we need a Maw sequel? Fantastic Four sales are going crazy. Is the MCU back? A ton of posters for the Superman movie and a small clip of David Cornsweet as Superman.
You must rest. No can do for. I gotta get back to the fray.
Blumhouse is buying Saw. Bye. Nah, I'm not gonna do that on you. I'm not gonna do that to you. Let's get into the movie news. But some of the things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is kind of everything I just mentioned. But I'll give you more details and I'll give better opinions. Does that work? Timestamps in the description. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And well, let's just dive into it. All right, yes, we got our first trailer for Wicked for Good. Definitely just rolls off the tongue. I'll keep fighting the Wicked fans on that. Don't love the title, but it's okay because I like the first movie. And yeah, I am actually very excited for this second film. And I thought the trailer looked cool. One would even say wicked.
Say that again?
See? Already making it worth it, huh? As someone who's not too familiar, though, on the entirety of the Wicked story, I am so interested to see why it needed to be divided up into two parts and how much further this story goes. All the little teases, though, to Dorothy is interesting to me. I never thought I would think of Dorothy as, like, Marvel-level cameo-type characters, but the way they're teasing me, man, it's like, I want to know who's playing Dorothy. That's a big mystery with this movie. But putting that aside, I'm also going to mention I like the visual style of this second one a little bit more. While it's still matching a lot of the look of the first movie, this one does have a more dark feel to it, not just in tone, but in actual appearance. And they've also brought down a lot of the glares and overuse of brightness, which I think is for the better. So all in all, yeah, looking forward to Wicked Part 2. And please let me know who you think is playing Dorothy, unless the information's already out there and I'm just not aware. That could be a thing too. But next up, something I'm very excited for is the next Alien project entitled Alien Earth. This is going to be the first ever Alien TV series. It'll also be one of the first times we are fully setting an alien story on Earth. And I gotta tell you, the trailer blew me away. If you would have told me before I watched this trailer that this was just a new movie in the alien world, would have 100% believed you, because it's got the effects, it's got the beautiful cinematography, it's got that horror-esque feel I hope for with Alien, and it's also introducing some new stuff into the world I find fascinating. So this time around in Alien Earth, we are set 2 years before the original Alien movie, and we will be exploring the different corporations that are trying to make the most sophisticated androids. We've usually just followed Weyland-Yutani in the Alien universe, but this time we'll also be following a company known as Prodigy, and in the trailer it shows us what kind of androids they're making. One where they have human minds implanted into their robots. That is the backstory given to the main character of this show called Wendy, who is exactly that, an android with a human mind in it. From there, we'll see that a spaceship crash lands on Earth, specifically inside what might be the Prodigy headquarters, where this spaceship actually housed 5 different alien species from the galaxy. One of them, of course, being a xenomorph egg. Wendy, along with what looks like a group of synthetic androids, will all be tasked to collect these species because the company is, of course, interested in how they can make money off these things. And all that right there sounds so fun and fascinating to me. I love that ever since Alien Romulus came out, it feels like the Alien brand has been re-energized, and we have a lot of Alien things to look forward to. Not only this interesting show, we have a sequel to Alien Romulus coming, and with the new Predator Badlands movie teasing a Weyland-Yutani connection, that is an Alien project in itself too. So yeah, this sounds cool. I'm loving the idea of other companies making androids, trying to compete with one another, kind of like a Samsung Apple thing. Who's got the better phone? The idea also of bringing in different alien species and some of them maybe being a threat to the xenomorph or the xenomorph combining with them. They give you like a really quick shot of this one squid or jellyfish looking thing, and I'm very curious about what his deal is. So yeah, I'm thrilled for Alien Earth. Love this trailer. Love the sound of the show. I think it's divided up into 8 episodes beginning August 12th, premiering on FX, but then on Hulu the next day. How are you guys feeling about the first trailer to Alien Earth and the sound of the project? But all right, moving on from there, let's talk about the biggest Blumhouse news of the century that is making all horror fans go absolutely insane. Maw 2 is getting a sequel, y'all. Don't let me drink alone. Don't let me drink alone. Don't let me drink alone. Yeah, in a weird turn of events, for some reason, out of nowhere, Blumhouse has decided to make a Maw 2. We have here Variety saying Maw 2 in development, Octavia Spencer returning for horror sequel from Blumhouse. I don't know how many of you guys remember the movie Maw that came out. Like, this is an old one. This movie came out back when I was making ending explain videos, which, funny enough, people made fun of me for making that video because they were like, why would you need to explain the ending? They're not going to continue this. There you go, baby. Sequel made, ending explained now, way more useful. But if you're wondering why all of a sudden make a sequel, do this, well, if you're not chronically online like me, you would know Maw is just gained a life of her own, mainly because of Octavia Spencer and how kooky that character was. It was basically just about a middle-aged woman that befriends a bunch of teenagers and gets a little too close to them, and when those teenagers are like, all right, back off, Unc, Maw goes crazy and says, nah, we friends for life, you can't leave me. Kind of the relationship you and me have, so don't tell Unc to back off. Don't let me drink alone. Don't let me drink alone. And ever since the movie came out, people have just constantly used memes and references from the movie nonstop that Blumhouse has just felt that there is a genuine fan base for Maw, almost like a Morbius meme effect. I don't know if it'll actually translate to box office dollars. It could be a Morbius thing where, yeah, there's a ton of memes and people joke around about it, but then no one shows up in the theater. Or it could be a Minecraft situation. All the memes actually translated to real box office money. All I'm thinking is, sure, why not? I like Octavia Spencer. The movie was fun enough. If you can think of a crazy fun reason to bring her back and make the movie interesting, I'll watch it. But it's more funny to me that this is happening than excitement that it's happening. How are you guys feeling about Maw 2 being a thing? And we'll step in onto the superhero genre before we get back to Blumhouse and their big announcements. Let's start with Fantastic Four. So it was a big day yesterday because tickets went on sale for the Fantastic Four and they had all sorts of announcements like all the popcorn buckets. I did make a YouTube short ranking which ones I'm least to most excited for, so you can check that out on the shorts page of the channel. But with the Fantastic Four ticket sales going up, today we are getting reports that the Fantastic Four has actually broken a record for most tickets sold on its first day for the year of 2025. That is a surprising record to me. I know there's excitement for Fantastic Four. Trust me, I am really looking forward to this movie. But whenever I saw the box office returns to Thunderbolts, a movie that is now going to end its theatrical run with less than $400 million at the box office, I felt that was a really scary sign for Marvel. For Marvel to be in that position and with an actually good movie that was getting great reviews, it really pointed to me that people are not having as much faith in Marvel. Superhero fatigue is at an all-time high. Even though people have been waiting for Fantastic Four and I think all the trailers look cool, will people actually show up? And now with these sales, yes, they are excited for the Fantastic Four. Now, funny enough, though, a lot of fans are questioning this. I've even seen people screenshot their local theater times and events for this and show theaters that don't have very many tickets sold, and so they think that this record that it's broken for most tickets sold on the first day for the year 2025 isn't even that big of a deal and doesn't mean much. And I decided to even take a look at the fan screenings in Dallas, in my area, and yeah, it's not a sold out theater, it's a couple seats taken, but that's also just one example of a city with a couple theaters. Time will really tell, but at least this is a first step.
Say that again?
Didn't think I could do one without saying the word fantastic. But at least this is a first step in letting me know, okay, there is excitement. There is buzz. We'll see when it all finishes out because a lot of competition in July from Superman and Jurassic World. And really, I'm just still curious where this movie ends off because I'm really still not even confident to say Fantastic Four makes $1 billion. But like, these were the kind of records that Lilo and Stitch was breaking and doing with its pre-sales. And that is for sure on track for $1 billion. I'm still going with like the 700, 800 route. But I toss it off to you guys. You see these pre-sale tickets and all the popcorn bucket announcements. Do you think this record breaking is meaningful? Or do you think it's really not an indicator that it'll be a box office smash hit. Moving on now, talking about some Superman. So we've gotten little nuggets of marketing and even confirmation on the runtime and what looks like the actual budget of this movie, which has been a mystery. So of course, you guys have seen for the past couple of days, they've been releasing posters for a lot of the cast members. I think they're really cool to look at. Really love the Metamorpho one. I don't know why. It gives me like Universal Monster vibes, but I dig it. But Crypto, Superman, and Robot 4 are probably my favorite. There's also been like little snippets of footage going around from a behind the scenes of like Lois.
That haircut should be against your vows.
That what? That what should be what?
As well as Superman.
Superman, you must rest.
No can do, 4. I gotta get back to the fray.
And people have just been going crazy to see a Superman with a personality. Someone that is talking on screen, showing who they are, not just brooding, angry face on screen. Which I gotta admit, yeah, it does feel refreshing and nice. Also, on that same point, they finally released the Superman prequel novel. And just like I did with the Batman prequel novel for Matt Reeves, I'm gonna be reading it for you guys, and I will make a video on this entire book for you. So be looking for that this weekend. But on to the runtime of the movie. James Gunn confirmed that the movie will be 2 hours and 9 minutes, which honestly is a runtime I'm very happy with. Sure, I would have loved like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but at that point, you really are maybe overstaying your welcome. 209 still feels like a really good runtime for this. Now, the budget though, I'm saying that we have a number, but it's still kind of iffy. There's an article from the Hollywood Reporter that's naming the budget at $225 million, which I think is a decent size. It's a lot of money, but it is very much a decent size. But again, with a lot of this movie and criticisms and arguments, there was a report way earlier in the year from Ohio that said that the budget was like $336 million, which would be outrageous. James Gunn debunked it, but people still didn't believe him. To me, the most fascinating part of the budget and marketing is this same Hollywood Reporter article mentions though that the marketing budget for Superman is $200 million, and they make a note that most superhero big blockbuster films are given a budget of $150 million for marketing. So DC spending $200 million is really showcasing that they're going to explode with it, and there's supposed to be a lot more bigger stuff. I know we had the Dairy Queen tie-in that I still need to go try, trailers and posters, and I'm starting to see toys and little marketing. That fossil watch I got that was really cool, but there's said to be a lot more, and we're going to definitely get it throughout this month. I'm for sure going to want to see how Superman does in comparison to Fantastic Four or Jurassic World Rebirth, but tracking on this movie seems really good. But when tickets go on sale, we'll have a much better time frame. For all we know, Superman might beat the record that the Fantastic Four just set. Let me know what you guys think about all these Superman little tidbits and updates. But okay, the nitty gritty, the thing I was most thrilled about last night, we got an article from Deadline, actual official journalists and publications. No more rumors and speculation on what's happening with the Saw franchise, and that is that Blumhouse is acquiring Saw rights from Twisted Pictures. Oh, this is gigantic news, and I gotta gloat because your boy has been kind of wrong a lot lately. Well, I don't want to say wrong, but a lot of my predictions or things I say is gonna happen do not end up happening, but I'm taking this win because your boy called it months ago. I think, and I guess my speculation, the thing they must be fighting over is one guy wants to take the Blumhouse paycheck and go, let's just reboot it and give it to Blumhouse. While the other guy is like, we're doing something good here. Let's just make our 11th movie. So just to bring you up to speed on why this is a big deal and what's been going on, as you guys know, we had Saw X that came out in theaters just a couple years ago. Really great movie, financially successful, so successful that they immediately announced Saw 11, but Saw 11 never happened, and we actually got reported earlier in the year that they canceled the movie and that the franchise is basically done. This is basically because we were hearing that the owners of the Saw rights were fighting on what to do with the series. One half of them wanted to continue making movies, while the other half wanted to leave and sell the franchise, and it looks like they won. So the Saw rights are owned by both Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures. They have a 50-50 partnership, and this article is letting us know that Blumhouse is gonna buy out the Twisted Pictures side, making Blumhouse now a 50-50 owner of Saw. And with Blumhouse now at the helm, they will be rebooting the franchise and starting over. Now, immediately when you heard that going around, Blumhouse owns Saw, a lot of horror fans, a lot of Saw fans were moaning, crying, and pretty upset. I still have a lot of love and respect for Blumhouse, mainly because they're a horror studio that produces a ton of horror. Whether some are great, whether some are bad, I like Blumhouse. But I totally get the hesitancy after we get movies like Exorcist Believer or Halloween Ends, IP horror movies based off big brands that really disappoint fans. So I get the knee-jerk reaction to be like, dude, they're gonna ruin Saw. They're gonna make it bad. Maybe I would be there with you if or not for this tidbit, because the article specifies if this deal goes through and everything goes according to plan, James Wan, the director of the original Saw movie, would then have creative control and input into these new Saw movies, and that right there is all I needed to know. I love James Wan, and there's a reason those earlier Saw movies were much better, and I think it's mainly because of him and writer Leigh Whannell, where admittedly it's not mentioned in this article if Leigh Whannell would also have a creative part, but Leigh Whannell has made several movies with Blumhouse. Movies like The Invisible Man, Upgrade, and this year's Wolfman. Blumhouse has a really strong relationship to him, so it's not impossible to think that both of the original creators of Saw would then get control and then map out the Saw universe with a clean slate. Like, that as a Saw fan would make me so happy. But if it's just James Wan, I'm still happy with that too. So this news honestly is a dream, is awesome to me. I love it. Yeah, I'm kind of sad now. The old era of Saw is probably dead and gone because I have so many fond memories and joy of watching those movies year to year, but they ended it off strong with Saw X. It was also at the point where the last 3 or 4 sequels were trying to be reboots or start new because the universe was already very messy. They never planned to have a total of 10 movies, and not planning is kind of what shot them in the foot and had to force them to creatively find a way to keep bringing Tobin Bell back even though they killed his character off movies ago. Now knowing that Saw is a franchise that can spawn 10 movies, that does have this interconnected story, well, they can map it out right. They can plan out 10, 5, 6 movies, and hopefully it won't get as messy or disappointing movie after movie. Of course, I don't know how you replace someone like Tobin Bell as John Kramer because he very much made that role his own. And is that even something they do? Would they tell a John Kramer story? Or would they start creating their own new lore that is similar but different, the way comic book characters sometimes get different iterations? I don't know, but it really sounds exciting to me, and I am so down. It was either have this happen where we get more Saw movies, get the original creators back, or let the franchise stay dead. I do not want the franchise to stay dead. Of course, though, like I said, though, the deal still hasn't been finalized. It's still in the works. And even after the deal happens, it's not like we're going to get a Saw movie within that year. After the deal closes, they're going to take the time to figure out what is the best creative direction for the series, write the movie, find directors, cast the project. So even after all this, it's still about 3 or 4 years minimum till we get another Saw movie. But to me, exciting stuff. What do you guys think about Blumhouse buying up part of the rights of Saw so they can reboot it? Anyways, guys, that is all Moon News currently have going on right now. I want to thank so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some Moon News. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, time to play my Nintendo Switch 2. No, I gotta read Superman first. Kind of excited though.